Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back, and we'll just watch this moving car coming through this quiet cul-de-sac. Welcome back to number 7 Appleberry Close, here in this always desirable, very keenly sought after pocket of the Lakewood estate here in Knoxfield. So close to absolutely everything. Walking distance to Westfield at Knox and Ozone, literally just metres away from the local lake and St Andrews Christian College. As a buyer, this area has always been on your shopping list, and today the opportunity is now for you to actually call this area home. We are in receipt of a very keen reserve price from our seller here this afternoon. Best of luck. You'll certainly feel justly proud once you have purchased this property. On behalf of our selling agent Jerry Zhu and James Dong, proudly representing the team from one agency here locally, thank you so much. And again, we will just now push forward onto the auction conditions, which do state that the auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit the auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for the property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price, and as the auctioneer, I will indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, major disruptions by bidders, and bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and does provide fines for this conduct. The rules do permit vendor bids, and the words that I will use during the call of the auction to indicate that I am making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. Inside the house has been on display the contract of sale and vendor statement, section 32, neatly summarised for you as follows. It is being sold on an unconditional basis here this afternoon. That does remove subject to finance or any additional conditions that you may want to add. 10% is your deposit, and the settlement date is quite flexible, anywhere from 30 to 45, even up to 60 days from today's execution date is more than acceptable. Being sold on an as-is, where-is basis with vacant possession. That section 32 vendor statement, which is behind that contract of sale, does outline to you all of the services which are connected to the property and all of the outgoings applicable as well. Once you have purchased under the hammer here this afternoon, that is the document that immediately post the auction you will then be hanging around and signing off, autographing, executing as the purchaser for this very compact, neat, 3-bedroom, low-set brick and tile property here, which is certainly underpinned and is certainly sought after because, as I mentioned to you earlier, of this very keen location here. The Lakewood estate is always characterised by a lot of buyers actually wanting to come in to the areas, and most of the sellers are reluctant to sell because of its proximity to absolutely everything. Of course, I did mention to you before, walking distance to Westfield at Knox and that Ozone complex. The lake is literally just down the road. St Andrews Christian College, as well as a whole myriad of other schools, are all very nearby. This local area has seen an upward surge of capital growth in the last several years, and that is very much reflected on the locational attributes. The home itself, well, it really is a turnkey sale, and what I do mean by that, everything is done for you to literally, once you do settle the property, collect the keys and move straight in. Low maintenance, family haven on the one level. Very easy for you to put a value onto this property here this afternoon, but really do bearing in mind that this location here always so keenly sought after. So no matter how good, bad or indifferent the market is, no matter how high, low or in between interest may well be, good real estate in a good location like this will always keep you in very good stead. Bidders, buyers, you've seen the property, appreciated all of the attributes on offer here this afternoon. I'm over to you. Let's get to work and see what it's worth from you as an opening bidder on offer here this afternoon. Number 7 Appleberry Close in Knoxfield, Lakewood Estate. Bidders, buyers, bid me away. What's it worth in your opinion? We've seen the range, we've seen comparable sales, and we know that there's not a lot of supply, not a lot of actual houses in this sort of size range available for sale in this pocket. Opening bidder on offer, what's it worth? Perhaps put a bit of strategy into your bid, maybe go high early, try and scare off the competition perhaps. Let's see how we go. The old saying in property, to put in a bid, to buy the property, you just need to put in a bid. Leave it yourselves. Say 780 is a place to start. We've seen the range, not that much further to go thereafter. At 780, can I see you start at that figure to start me away? 780 is a place to start. So 780 is a place to start. 780,000, say vendor bid perhaps, just to get me into the bidding perhaps. $780,000, could I say? 780? At 780,000, okay, well I'll just call a bid on behalf of the vendor at $780,000 and I'll nudge it north from there on a $20,000 rise if I can at $780,000. Vendor bid and not that much further to go thereafter. We've seen the range at 780,000. 20 to call it back into your favour at $800,000 and try and put some strength into the bidding. 780 is the bid on behalf of the vendor. 780 is the call at 780,000. Is there any further rise and advance above that opening vendor bid here this afternoon? 780 is the call. 780,000. Call it back into your favour at 8. Could we say 780 is the bid? Always highly prized Lakewood Estate, so close to absolutely everything, interlinking traffic routes, schools, amenity, low maintenance, 3-bedroom, low set family home, everything is done. 780 is the bid. It's on behalf of the vendor, just to give me a start. Call it back on a $20,000 increase. Could we say to bring it into your favour and give yourself a chance to buy at $800,000? Bid me away if you'd like. Bids at 780 now. Vendor bid 800, and there we go. Thank you, Jerry. At $800,000 into the bidding, and welcome in Sarah and Madam. It's at 800,000 now in advance of the opening bid of 780. 800's there at $800,000. First bidders now into the bidding fray. It's at $800,000. Call it back into your favour. Say 820 or 810 if you like. 810, sure. Bids now at $810,000 in on the second. Standing next to you, James. 810 is the bid. Jerry, the first bidders are now the underbidder. 810 is the bid. 820 or 830, could we say, to call it back into their favour. 810 is standing right next to you, James. 810's the bid at $810,000. Could we say 830? I'd put some strength into the bid. 820 if you like. We took a 10 there on the second bid against yours. On the first, 810's the bid. $810,000. In on the second bid against the second. We've seen the range, not that much further to go. Thereafter, can't keep emphasising enough, a highly prized estate, always keenly sought after from buyers because of its fantastic locational attributes. 810 in on the second bid against the first. Two bidders with me thus far. It's at $810,000. I'll call it down, give it 3 chances. In on the second, Sarah Madam holding the bid. 810's there against the opening bid of $800,000. First time a call, 810 is the bid. In on the second against the first. Jerry, 20 or 30 to call it back into their favour now. Second time of call, bids at 810. 820. 820's back in front, just in advance of your last bid of 810. 820's just behind you there now. 820's the bid. Two bidders with me thus far. 820's the bid. Standing next to you, Jerry. James, would they like to come back into the bidding? 10 as a minimum. If we could, say 830 or 840. Bids at 820 now. 820's the call. Just the two bidders thus far. And that's the sort of property that you want to buy, ones that have bidding and buying competition. 820, standing next to you, Jerry, in on the first. Sir, Madam, could we call it back into your favour at, say, 830?
Can we add 6 over?
Could we go 10 at 830? 10 is a minimum if we could, Sir and Madam. It'll just get us there just that bit easier and quicker. 830, is that all right? 830, could we say? Thank you. 830, thank you, James, and thank you, Sir and Madam. 830's the bid, back in front. Maybe go up to 850 there, standing next to you, Jerry. 830's in front. In on the second bid. We'll just watch the car, people, if you are standing on the road. Bids now, 830,000. In on the second, standing in front. Against the first, 830's the bid. 850, strong. Bids now at $850,000. In on the first, against the second. Two bidders with me thus far. 850,000. Raise it up on a $20,000 increase. 850's the call. At 850,000, 10 or 20. I'd go to 870 if you could, Sarah Madam. It'll be a good strategy to implement. 850's the bid. At 850,000, two bidders, as you can all see and hear thus far. In on the first, against the second. 50's ahead at $850,000. 60 or 70 to call it back into your favour, right in the middle of that range. 850's the call at $850,000. Is there any further rise in advance above the opening bidder's bid thus far against you in their favour? It's at $850,000 now. First time of call, 850's the bid. Bids into your favour. Sir and Madam, just standing behind there now on the second time of call. 850's the number.
Can we add 5 solid?
Could we go 860, Sir and Madam, if that's all right? 860, could we say? You sure? 855? 860, could we say? Well and truly worth it. Have a look at the comparable sales. Have a look at this prize location. Walking distance to absolutely everything. Just emphasising those main figures and facts again. Bids at 850. Love to see 10 if we could at 860. Is that all right, Sir and Madam? Just trying to help you buy the house. 860? You sure? 855. All right, let's call it back into your favour. 855? Yes? All right, on the nod. 855.
Okay, 855.
Done. 860. Welcome into the bidding. It's at 860,000 now. It's a short-lived lead. Sir and Madam on the first bid. Welcome back in at any time if you like. 860's there now. In on the third bid against the second. The first, it's at 860,000. Clearly called out. Welcome in, Madam. You're in the lead. 860's the bid. At $860,000 bids now. In front. 860's right there. 5 or 10 to call it back into your favour, or maybe even raise it up to 880. Could be a good strategy to implement. 860's there now. New interest, new bidder. In on the third against the second. 870, sir. Bids at 860 in front. Sir, against and against. 860's there. Could we say 870, sir? Or 880? 65 if you like, to make it that bit easier. 860's there. In front. Against and against. I'll keep looking in your direction, sir. 860 in front. There. Against and against. Calling it. Giving it 3 chances. 860 directly in front. First time. 865, are you sure? 860's there. Sir, against? 870. Where did that come from? They're in your favour. Thank you. 870. 870. Back into your favour. In on the first. Perhaps 880. Sir and Madam. 870. Back in the lead. Thank you, Madam. Calling it out. 870's the bid. 880, Sir and Madam, or 890 if you like. Bids at 870,000. Wishing you all the very best. To our underbidders there on the second, come back in if you like. Order yourselves on the third. 870 in the first bidder's favour. 870's the call at 870,000. Ladies and gentlemen, give yourself a chance to buy here this afternoon. 870 is the bid. 3 bidders with me thus far. Against, it's in your favour. It's at 870,000. Madam, could we say 880? Call it back into your favour on a $10,000 rise or increase. 870's out the back. First time in your favour. 870's the bid. 75 or 880. Into your favour now. 870's the call. Second time of call. Sir, Madam. Just need to know, in or out. 870, 880, could we say? 870's the bid? Just the one bid thus far. 860 it was. It was immediately replied at 870. It was a short-lived lead. Let's try and put you back in there. Could we say 880 to bring it back into your favour? 870 on the third final call. Sir, Madam, are you sure? Shake of the head. Looks like it's back to you. We're at 870 as you heard. Could we say 880? We're on the third, just need to know. $75 if you like. 870's the bid I'll give you. Ample chance to have a think about it, but don't think too long. Just have a crack, try and buy the house, the home, the property. It's only money, and particularly when interest rates are low, it becomes cheaper. 870's the bid. I'll just pause the bidding just for a moment. 870's in your favour, just under instructions at this point. Won't be long. 870's the bid. We'll just give Jerry a chance to have a chat and see how we go there. 870's the bid. Into your favour on the first against the second and the third. 870's the bid. 5. 875 it is. Back in front. Thank you, sir. 875 now back in front, sir. I'll give you the same chance, the same time. 875 is there. Back into your lead, sir and madam. Good strong bid. Puts you into the front. 875. 875 is there. 880. Thank you, Mike. 880's the bid. Back in front. Short-lived lead again. 880. 885, could we say? 880 is the bid. Thank you. Sir, madam, want to come back into the bidding? All right. I'll keep looking though, just in case you do change your mind. Sir and madam, you had 875. It's now raised up on another $5,000 increase, back into their favour at 880. With the comma and the other 3 zeros behind that. Can we say 885 or 890? 885 it is. 885, Mike, back in front. Thank you, madam. 885 is there. 890, 895 perhaps. 890s, 885 I should say, is there in front. Bids there, 885. Won't be long. $885 is there. In your favour, sir and madam, standing at the front. Sir, madam, on the first bidder, standing at the back. We'll give you a chance to increase your offer if you would like to do so. Very, very close to meeting instructions here this afternoon. 885's the bid.
Well, if you look online, this is actually value higher because the bigger block, and they're slightly larger ones because of the space that they've lost when they come to go.
Okay, so perhaps 900,000, could we say, to call it back. It's into your favour now at 885. They're the underbidder. Just seeing if we can increase the offer to get it to where our owners will sell for here this afternoon. 885 is the bid. There and in front. James, you'll have a chat to them. Jerry will have a chat to the underbidders as well. They've been with me the whole way. They started off the bidding at 800 in advance of the opening vendor bid of 780. 885 is in front. Sir and madam, would you like to come back into the bidding at 890? 885 is there. Would you like to come back in at 890? No? All right. You've been consistent with that answer. Bids at 885. How are we going over there, Jerry? Can we see an increased offer from the underbidder? It's into their favour in front. 885 is there. $887 it is. Thank you, Jerry. 890 seems logical, or perhaps 900,000, maybe to try and put it beyond doubt. Wishing you all the very best to our highest bidder there. It can only be one of you that owns the house, though, eventually this afternoon. 887 is the bid. 887's the bid. Increase. 887. 890, 900,000. Could be a really good opportunity to buy the home, the house here this afternoon. Easy opportunity, nice and transparent. Lots of interest in the home, as you can well and truly see, and that's the best barometer when buying real estate. The sorts of properties you want to buy are the ones like this that are in demand. Bids at 800, at 87,000. Sir, madam, let's call it back into your favour. Could we say at 890? Could we get a bid from you at that level, or even 900,000? Bids at 887 now. At 887,000, I'll call it down. 3 more chances. Here we go. Bids at 887 into their favour. Principally against. Haven't heard from you in a little while. Now, first time a call. 887. 890, could we say? Second time a call into their favour at 887. Standing next to you, Jerry. James, can we see an increase here from Sir and Madam? Principally the underbidder, they're at 885. It's now at 887. Can we see an increased bidder offer, Madam? Sir. Third final, bids at 887. Could we say 890? You sure? Pause it for a moment. Let us all have a chance to see if we can meet vendor instructions. 887 is the bid. Standing next to you, Jerry. Sir, madam, you're welcome to increase your offer if you would like to. You don't hold the bid at the moment. 887 is against. 890. Thank you. Welcome into the bidding. 890. There we go. Bids now at 890,000. Didn't quite hear you, madam, but I did then on the second time. Thank you, Alison. Bids now at 890,000. In advance. 890's in front. Standing next to you, Catherine. Bids 890. New interest, new bidder. Fourth thus far. Fourth, I should say. Bids at 890,000 in front. Against. Sir. Bids at 890 over there. 895, 900,000 would even be better. Bids at 890. As you heard, as you can see. How are we going over here, James? Sir, madam? Emphasis on the location. Madam, holding the bid. 890's there. Sir, you had the last bid. It was raised up on a $3,000 increase. 890 it is. Out, in and there. Welcome to come back into your favour. 890's the bid. Calling it first. Into your favour. Second. $890,000 is your bid in front, in the lead. Third, final, are we sure? Madam, could we say another bid to put it back into your favour? Pause it there, won't be a moment. 890. All right, thank you everyone for bearing with me there during that pause. When we take a pause like that, it is needed. So, madam, you're holding the bid. It's at 890,000. Almost there. We can touch it, but we're not quite there yet. So, I will reopen the bidding, go back to the underbidders and see if I can receive an increased bid and offer in advance of the 890 bid that is there standing next to Jerry. 890's the bid. Sir and madam, could we see an increase from yourselves, or to you, sir and madam, standing at the back, to our underbidders there as well? Feel free to come back into the bidding. 890's right there. Just watch out for the car in the road. Bids at 890,000, 895 or 900,000 to call it back into your favour. Could we say 890's the bid? $890's the call. Jerry, I'll give you a chance to have a chat and see if we can get it to a level that will sell it. So 890's there. Yes. Correct, Jerry? 890's the bid. Sir, madam, can we call it back into your favour at 895 and 900? 890's the bid. In on the fourth against the other three bidders thus far.
Not today. Thank you.
Bids now, first time a call at 890. Just need to know, Jerry. Give you a chance to have a chat. Second time a call, bids at 890. Sir, madam, do we have your best? Would you like to put in another bid in advance of that 890 offer there? Sir, madam, can we say 895 or 900 to call it back into your favour? 890's there. Third final bid, 890 in front, standing next to you, Jerry. We asked the question one more time. Pause it. Let's see how we go there. Let's see if the highest bidder can meet our instructions. 890 the bid. Won't be long. Bid still 890, just seeing if we can receive an increased offer. No increase there. 890, madam, it's into your favour. That highest bidder, of course, does have the first right of refusal with the seller at the seller's reduced reserve price. If that's not immediately met, we are then free to deal with any other party on an unconditional or perhaps a conditional basis. 890 is the bid. Can we see an increased bid and offer? 890 is there in front. Sir, madam. Could we say 900,000 to call it into your favour? 890's the bid. First, second, bids at $8.90, third and final. How are we going, Jerry? $8.90. Can't hold it up for too much longer, Jerry. Just need to know. Bids at $890,000. I'll call it open one last time. $890 is the bid. At $890,000. Is there any further rise? An advance above that bid here this afternoon. Just seeing if you can meet vendors' revised reserve instructions. $890. Against. It's in your favour, madam. $890 is the bid. Calling it. First time at $890. Bids now $890. Second time of call. Madam, sir, are we sure? Do we have any increase there? Need just some sort of acknowledgement. Okay. Sir, madam, any increase of your offer? $890's there. Now third, final. Are we sure? Jerry, just need to know. There's no increase there. Any increase? Okay, we'll leave it there for the bidding this afternoon. Bids at $890,000, just under our seller's reserve instructions here this afternoon, but we are so close, and we are expecting to see a result, if not this afternoon, over the weekend. On behalf of one agency, Zoo Property here locally, thank you so much for your attendance. The property will be sold very soon. We'll keep you notified. Have a very good weekend. Thank you, everyone.